What you're going to need
Good
is our
choice.
Big Deal Oak Stove Kitchens 8 or 16 individual crustless quiche. When you break into these, they're almost custard-like. We have 2 flavors. We have the bacon and cheese, and Marie-Louise Ludwig is our special guest. What is the cheese blend?
We've got Monterey Jack and Swiss, hickory smoked bacon from Georgia, and all kinds of locally sourced delicious things, including eggs and heavy cream.
Now, you and I kicked this off on Sunday.
We did.
It ends this coming Sunday, end of day.
Oh.
The Big Deal price.
Gotcha.
Will expire.
Gotcha.
Now, since Sunday, over 6,000 of these have been ordered.
Nice. Thank
now,
you,
you may
everyone.
choose
Enjoy.
8 or 16 of the bacon cheddar, or the bacon cheese, rather. And then you can do 8 or 16 of our brand new flavor, the tomato pesto.
Yes, an Italian summer in a crustless quiche. I will explain.
And it's important to know that we have auto delivery every 90 days for 1 year. So if you decide you want to go with the larger piece count, the 16 piece count, do a combo.
Yeah, I would
you
do that.
8 and 8.
Yes.
Of each flavor.
I would love it.
Now, we're shipping this either now or 5/5 with auto delivery every 90 days for 1 year. Since Sunday, over 6,000 ordered. And this big deal expires this Sunday, so it's 1 week long.
And we have auto delivery?
Uh-huh.
With, it's crazy, eggs are going these days? Really? How nice.
Now,
I
if
love
you
it.
want, which one in the 16 count? Oh, immediately in the 16 count. We only have tomato pesto, and only 130 of those to go around.
Okay.
If you want any of the others, are we okay on the others? We're good everywhere else. But we're getting more limited in the 16 count shipping immediately in, I think we only have the tomato pesto. Now that is the brand new flavor. Let's talk about that.
Let's discuss. Well, I call this Italian summer in a quiche. So what this is everything you love about our quiche. No crust. You don't need a crust. Look how it stands beautifully on its own. But this is loaded with vine-ripened roasted tomatoes. You know, the Italians love to roast their tomatoes. Scratch-made basil pesto. You have got Parmesan. You've got mozzarella. Let's break into this beauty right here. And locally sourced everything else. Look at that. It is savory. The tomatoes, because they're roasted, have a really dense, deep flavor to it. But if you love pesto and cheese on a pasta, this is in a quiche loaded with protein, about 190 calories, about 9 grams of protein in there. So delicious. And you don't need the crust. And I know you don't want the crust, but I say save those carbs for
Save those carbs for something else, right?
my grandma's coffee cake.
Look, this is tomato pesto. So good.
So
And those
good.
great big red things in there, oh, those are tomatoes.
Tomatoes roasted.
All right, let's try
Here you
the
go.
smoked bacon cheese.
You want to use that fork, or do you want a new fork here?
Bacon and cheese.
So we love this one, and you know, we have not had this one on in a while, and our QVC family loves that. So once again, we go to Georgia, where Oak Stove Kitchens got its start and still makes their gourmet. We have got hickory smoked bacon. We have got Monterey Jack and Swiss cheeses, both a little nutty, both a little sweet, going together makes a great combination.
Right.
Heavy cream, farm fresh eggs, locally sourced herbs and spices go into this. I like to say these are custardy because
Well, they
they're
are
so
custardy.
creamy.
And the bacon is very smoky.
Yeah. And everything is
And you
hand
can-
trimmed. We've got our
oh,
own butchers and
so
stuff.
good.
Well, here's the whole thing about Oak Stove. If you've never heard about them, going down to Atlanta, Georgia, you have got a great group of chefs, gourmet chefs, who create the food that so many of us enjoy at restaurants and brunches, especially down south. 5-star restaurants, white tablecloth restaurants. You're like, who makes these? So what they wanted to do is take all of their great recipes, mostly made from scratch whenever they can. Everything is handmade, and be able to ship them to you frozen to your door, pop them in the freezer, and when you're ready to go on these, take out what you need, 325-degree oven, cookie sheet, a little bit of parchment paper, let them go for about 20 minutes until they feel a little wobbly because you're just doing a reheat on them. Were you starving?
Well, I would like to tell you
It's
there's
just
some
so
bacon cheese left.
good.
There's not.
Yep,
I'm eating the whole, okay.
wasn't me.
Can we settle down over there?
Wasn't me.
I don't know who is throwing around product, but y'all need to relax. I'm kidding. But what I'm also not kidding about is that plate is empty.
Yeah.
Oh, there might be a little bacon.
It's really good. And you
few
didn't need the crust. I have so many people who tell me, David, you know what? When I go out and I have a great quiche, I don't eat the crust. I kind of dig everything out.
And these are made with eggs.
It ends up getting thrown away.
The price is amazing.
What they've been able to do with the incredible edible egg, and at a time where eggs are the star of everything right now. Eggs,
they're super expensive in the market. I don't know if you priced a dozen recently.
Yes.
But this is really lovely. And if you're looking for something that is lower in carb and higher in flavor, we're going to help you with 2 different flavors. We have the bacon and cheese and we have the tomato pesto.
Yes.
Now, if you want the bacon and cheese in the 8-count immediate, by far most popular.
Yeah.
If you want it 5.5 in the 16-count, in bacon and cheese, I have 4 dozen left.
And if you're thinking about Mother's Day, being a mother coming up, how great if you're going to make a brunch for maybe your mom and your grandmom, everybody coming together, your wife with the children. So easy to do, even the husband can do it.
Now, are these fully cooked?
These are already fully cooked.
And they're frozen.
They're
arrive
frozen, so all you're doing is reheating them. Can you go into the air fryer? Thank you for asking. Yes, you can. My husband made one in the air fryer, about 325.
From frozen?
From frozen.
From frozen.
For about 15 minutes. Just give it a little check. Just give it a little gentle push in the middle. If it's all wobbly, you're good to go. You don't want to overbake these because all you're doing is reheating them.
Plus, all
and
you're doing
getting
is
the
heating, you're not cooking.
cheese to melt. Yeah. It's real simple to do.
This is lovely product, and if you're looking for something that is low in carb, you found it. If you have been on YouTube and you've looked at low carb, low sugar foods,
Sure.
it will tell you eggs.
Yes, eggs are great.
And cheese are always a winning combination. This is lovely. And is there any crust in this quiche? No.
No.
So you're talking about something in the lemon custard or the tomato pesto, quite frankly, you have that custardy type filling.
Well, not only did we want to bring something new to the QVC family, but we always make sure we have something for everybody. So if you have somebody at your table who wants vegetarian on that side of it, you're not going to have any meat in that one.
Now, I was just visiting my mom this week for her birthday, and I'm not allowed to tell you which one, but it was a milestone. And it's important to know that Mom has a Christmas party every year. She's the self-appointed mayor of her street. And it's important to know Mom has a Christmas party for her neighbors and for her friends at church. She served your crustless quiche at one of her parties.
Thank you, Sarah.
And when we got home for Christmas that year, she had saved back some quiche for the little ones.
Oh.
When I say little, I mean myself, my brother, and my sister, who are not so little anymore. This is, and she was like, I wanted you kids to try this. I said, try it. I've had it. I love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
This is really delightful. Now, Marie-Louise is showing you how to make the hotel breakfast.
Yeah, so many different ways to enjoy these. Great by themselves. Great on a just bagel. But look, if you want to get a little fancy schmancy, but you still want it to be easy, pick any one of the delicious steaks we have here in QVC. Happy to meet you, Kansas City, Rastelli's, and look, you pile these up on top, any one of the flavors, you put a little bit of hollandaise sauce on that, if you will, or your sauce of choice.
Or a lot of hollandaise and let it just
let it ooze
down.
on down. So look at that beautiful plate, and it starts with the protein right here. If you want to keep it simple, come on right next door over here. I like it, and I like just one because it's filling for me on a really nice bed of mixed field greens with some vegetables on here. And then maybe you top this one off with a little bit of fresh fruit sauce. I think there's mango in here. Oh, I smell some jalapenos and some red peppers. Isn't that pretty?
Now, in our 5-5 ship week in the bacon cheese, which size? In the 16 count, 5-5 bacon cheese. We have 16. We have, is it how many? 2 dozen left. 24.
Oh, thanks, everybody. I know you're loving this. All right, let's come up over here. So let's do the brunch. We've got some nice waffles. We got a little bit of bacon over there. So take some cherry tomatoes. Look, we grow these in our garden every year, really easy, but you just put them in the air fryer and roast them off with a little bit of olive oil. Look, now you add some of that to the top.
Summer's finest.
And summer's finest. And look at that, you've got a couple of you. You can feed 3 people off this one plate on here. Don't make quite the mess that I made in the front, but.
I mean, if you're gonna make a mess, that's the kind of mess you want to make.
Yeah.
This is delightful, and eggs are at an all-time high right now for prices. So the fact that they can do this at Oak Stove down in Atlanta, Georgia, very affordably, This is the way for you to go. And these have a shelf life in the freezer of how long?
You got a year.
A year.
Yeah, you got a full year.
A full year.
And let me just remind everybody, they arrive to you on dry ice. So when you get them home, I'm going to hold this still. You take them out of the freezer, put them on a cookie sheet. I put a little bit of parchment paper underneath it. You don't have to spray them with anything. 325 for about 22 minutes. Just give the top a little push. You can see, because all you're doing is just reheating them. A gentle reheat on here. If you want to have it ready for the next day, you can always thaw one out in the refrigerator about a minute in the microwave, because I like to have one done and put it on a toasted Just bagel and I'm out the door. Yum. Out the door.
Is right. Now, since Sunday, we've taken orders for? Since Sunday? So since Sunday, over 7,000, yes? So since Sunday, over 7,000, and the show over 1,000.
Wow, thanks everybody. Enjoy that.
Marie-Louise, nice to be with you again.
It's great to be here. And you too.
And we are looking forward to Sunday and this being the last day. But if you're on the line tonight, I would suggest you stay there. Make sure that we have what you need. All right, now Lisa Lasorda is here
Hello, Mr.
with
Venable.
Temptations.